The news here at the Vicente Calderon is that Real Madrid, thanks to a bit of magic from Benzema and ultimately a close-range finish from Isco, are through to the final of the UEFA Champions League for the second year running. Can they make history? The fans are still out there. They don't care about the rain. They're banging their drum. They're taking the seats. They're a little memento from the Vicente Calderon. There does happen to be one league game left, so I don't know what people are going to be sitting on for that particular game. It could be standing room only in the final game at the Vicente Calderon. Well, the rain in Spain stays mainly on the pane of glass, thankfully for us. A bit of protection that we've just wielded in there. And ultimately, the Madrid players have come back out onto the field to salute their fans, which is pretty good of them considering the weather that's going on out there at the moment. But Real Madrid in the final again, Rio.
Yep, deservedly so. They've been fantastic. The semi-finals, that they really controlled it. Other than the first 15 minutes, up to 2 goals they conceded today, they were in full control. A masterful performance. The 2-1 goal really killed off the tie, and the Isco scored. But they were very, very, very good. They looked like they had the experience and know-how how to get through and just managed and weather the storm. And this was great play from Karim Benzema. Great feat.
Crucial stage as well, wasn't it?
Getting through 3 players there just before half-time. Isco, like we said before, from the best player over the 2 ties, finished it off and really killed the tie dead. But Godin there really sold himself and kind of let himself down there, because obviously he's a top player. But I thought he got emotionally involved there and really wanted to smash the life out of Karim Benzema there and got done.
Yeah, they were very good, weren't they? I think they just had to, even at 2-0, the whole place erupted, didn't it, of course, and you felt that Real Madrid were on the back foot, but they just slowly but surely, and as Rio said, it's that experience. This is their 7th semi-final. They knew that they somehow would be able to get back into the game. They've been behind many, many times in this Champions League, whether it was Napoli at home and away, and they find a way to get back into the game. No panic, let's keep the ball. The big players will start to get involved, and it wasn't Ronaldo tonight or whoever it may be. It was Benzema, it was Isco, it was Luka Modric yet again.
And the goalkeeper as well.
Well, the goalkeeper had a big night as well. He made saves when he had to.
Had a decent evening, made a few important saves at vital moments.
Yeah, I mean, to get to finals and to win things, you need keepers to stand up. Sometimes the back line's going to be breached, but he's got to be there to be your saviour at times, and today he was fantastic. Every time he was called upon, Danilo I thought was poor tonight, makes a mistake there, but the goalkeeper, he's got him to thank with a crucial double save there. He was fantastic.
Well, he got him out of all kinds of trouble there, didn't he? You just wanted Gamero to be a little bit more cute with his header and maybe lift it over him instead of powering it right out. I mean, that first save there, that was easy enough. That was a nice save, of course, and he's opened his palms out to keep it away from
I mean, of course, there's a lot of speculation, isn't it, about David De Gea possibly coming here from Manchester United, but the way he's been playing wouldn't necessarily say that was going to happen.
No, that doesn't mean anything. They'd change him tomorrow if they could get David De Gea, no problem at all. No, they would do. David De Gea is young, he's Spanish. They would change him tomorrow, no problem whatsoever.
I hope they don't.
Tell you what, the midfield's not bad, is it, nowadays? When you go Isco, Modric and Cruz, I mean, can they keep the ball?
We were purring. I mean, I've not seen anything like this since the Busquets, Xavi and Iniesta, the way they just took the life out of teams with the way they passed, their movement, the way they interchanged, the way they just played off each other. Isco's, over these last 2 legs, he has been unbelievable. You can't get near him. The players are in space, they're overloading in the midfield, but it's also the ability, when they're in tight situations, to take the ball and then turn out of trouble, open the game up and make it look so easy. Benzema's footwork tonight was a joke.
I think that's the thing we should take from it, our English midfielders. The way they just drop a shoulder when they're marked and turn out and go left and go right. It's something to behold, and they were really, really good tonight. I mean, Isco's been on the periphery for the last couple of years, as we well know.
He's taking the time since he came from Malaga.
Yeah, Isco and James Rodriguez, but these 2 games, when you looked at the star men, whether you look at Ronaldo, Griezmann, Saul, Isco has really shone, and he will have hundreds of suitors across Europe if he wants to play.
You played there for many years. Do they teach the young kids to pass the ball into people that are marked? Because in England, you're taught not to play to people that are marked.
Yeah.
You can see these guys, they want the ball marked when they're marked, and they're confident enough to give them the ball when they're marked, knowing that they can get out of trouble.
Well, I think that's the big thing. The big thing is actually giving it to him, because you know if he is closely marked, he can always give you it back and you can change direction. But I love the way they just fizz it into people, and they've got the confidence in their teammate to just go, you know what, drop of a
Please
shoulder,
tell
I'll
me
go
they're not
left,
still
I'll go right.
teaching kids not to pass the ball to me.
Man, don't give it to him. Playing the channels.
Please tell me that's changing. Please in the academies these days, isn't it?
I think it slowly is.
It's only a few years ago. Little kids were still playing on full-size pitches.
But you have to have the confidence when you look up. If you're marked by someone, give it to you. I'll trust you, no problem. You can always just bounce it back to me, and that's the thing, because then you open up space for other people running off you. And I thought it was a lesson tonight, and I was just to keep control of the game.
A quick word on Atletico. Did themselves justice this evening.
Yeah, to finish at this stadium with a win. Obviously, they didn't go through, but they won the game, showed some heart. I think the fans will be pleased with that. Gutted they've gone out, but pleased that they've finished on a win.
It was a special night, wasn't it? It was a special night to be here. I mean, it was only 2-1. It's not a Barcelona 6-1 against Paris Saint-Germain, but the atmosphere and the way they behaved, I thought it was brilliant. They helped them all the way through.
I've got a few videos.
Although they've nicked all the seats. But
all the seats have been nicked, but that's all right.
Very well behaved indeed. Plenty still to come before we finish at 10:15 as we look ahead to the Champions League final in Cardiff. But next, we'll hear from Manchester United on the eve of their Europa League semi-final, second leg against Celta Vigo tomorrow night at Old Trafford. For Real Madrid, well, they've got bags of experience of winning the thing in recent seasons, and of course that thing that's eluded so many teams of winning it back to back.
Yeah. And that'll be the incentive for them, that people will be saying, oh, they've won it before, they might not be as hungry as the Juventus team, but this is a chance to really etch their names into history. To be the only team to actually retain this title in the modern era will be something phenomenal for them to achieve.
Oh, we see a little tweet there from Gareth Bale. Cardiff, here we come.
Going back home.
Ala Madrid going back home. He'll be desperate to play, won't he? How do you know how far he is off fitness? A little inside word from your old...
No, I haven't inquired, to be very honest. Let's hope he's going to be back very soon, because he'll need to play in the league, won't he? He needs to play a couple of games at least. I don't think they'll be brave enough to put him right back into the final for the first game back, not in the form Isco's in, so it'd be great to see him get back, help Real Madrid win the league, and then take his place in the final.
Be desperate to play in that, wouldn't you?
Of course he will, but it's timing. He's got injured at a real crucial time, and it's fitness. He's fighting against the clock now, and that's the problem. I mean, you know what it's like to play. See, if you've got a final in front of you sitting there, you want to be starting. Yeah. And he'll be the same.
That's the biggest thing of all, isn't it? Missing out on a big final, the biggest. I mean, he's got experience of it, and he's very positive experience of it.
Well, you see in the last game, didn't it? Danny Carvajal seems to be... He seems to have pulled his hamstring, didn't he, the last game, and they're going to miss him if he misses it, because Danilo, who played tonight, is nowhere near the quality of Danny Carvajal. So that's what happens. You just need to stay fit, and hopefully, whether Carvajal will miss the game or certainly Gareth, it didn't seem too bad, and he had a month, 5 weeks. Let's just hope and pray that he gets back, because it's.
But you know what it's like.
A terrible time if he has to miss it.
It's a squad game, and these games that can be sorted out, and here they are. Look,
Ronaldo's posted a picture.
You've not got the trophy yet, Cristiano, so just wait.
That's right.
I mean, look, the T-shirts are already printed, for the 12th trophy.
He's right at he's unusual. He's right at the back there, Cristiano. You can see him back left, and he's got his shirt on, I think, which is quite extraordinary. I mean, the only person I know takes his shirt off more than Ronaldo is Real.
You're winding me up. You're having a laugh.
Should have seen him in the hotel before, messing for the coffees on the top off.
To be honest, if I was in that kind of shape, then I would as well. No. Who's going to win the final? Come on.
Well,
I mean, it's premature, but we might as well.
I'm slightly biased. I've got a lot of friends involved in the club, so of course I'd like them to win it. But I think, I've said before, sitting here, I love Juventus. I think the back three and the goalkeeper are absolute superstars, and I really like the manager as well. So I wouldn't mind either way.
I think Real Madrid will win it.
Why?
They've done it before. They know how to get over the line in this tournament. But like Maka said, I'd be equally pleased if this Juventus team won it. The experience, the great players that they've got who haven't won this tournament. Buffon, I wouldn't mind if they won it, but I just think Ronaldo and Co will have too much for them.
It'll be quite an occasion, won't it? Two sides of that stature.
You don't want to be disrespectful to Monaco or Atletico Madrid, who have performed great throughout this tournament, but this is the final. I think the neutrals wanted. This is a real quality two teams with loads of history, and it's going to be a brilliant final.
Yeah, it really is. Well, we're going to kind of brave the weather. I hope somebody's got a brolly in here for us, because it's a bit of a walk to our hotel. But thank you very much indeed. That is it from us. Atletico bid farewell to European football at the Vicente Calderón with a victory in defeat. But it's Real Madrid who will meet Juventus in the final. From all of us here, good night. A glorious night for Juventus. They're through to the final for the second time in 3 years, where they'll face one of the Madrid clubs, most likely Real, who hold a 3-goal advantage. And they've been so solid this season, haven't they? Right the way through.
Yeah, they've been a class act. They've been a joy to watch. I think when you watch them, you see the pattern of the way they play so clearly. Everybody knows their job to a man. They look like a well-oiled machine, coached fantastically well by this manager, Allegri. And I think that it's going to be a difficult game, whoever they get in the final, most likely Real Madrid, as you said before. But this team, the experience that they possess, I keep saying the same thing, but experience at this level and at this stage of a tournament counts for so much. A lot of them have been in this position before. A lot of them have won titles domestically. So that'll be great for them and stand them in good stead. But they're coming up probably against a Real Madrid team with likewise same experience.
And for so many of the players, it'll be their last go, really, because there's always a fine line, isn't there, between having lots of experience and perhaps a little bit too much experience when their legs start to go.
Yeah, you're right, but still, as Rio say, experience is very important at this stage of the Champions League. And we can see by the goal they scored today as well, especially Dani Alves. He always crosses with intent. He knows where he wants to put the ball, crosses or shooting, and the goal he scores is unbelievable. And all the players around him, we were talking about Mandzukic, and I want to know what position he's playing, because he's all around the left flank, defending, midfield, attacking. He's all over the place, and it shows that he's committed to the cause of the team, winning the league or the Champions League, everything.
Which speaks volumes for the coach, doesn't he? He's getting players to play out of position, different areas.
Yeah, I think also, Gary, when you look at them defensively, they're really disciplined and quite rigid. Yeah. But then when they've got the ball, they're free-flowing. They look like a free-flowing team. And to get that balance, the coach to get that balance, is extremely hard. So the players can enjoy. If it was defend, 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 but they're allowed to go and play as well, and he's playing the right people in the right spot. And Mandzukic, as you say, is amazing to play out on that left-hand side. But he arrives in the penalty area, faced up, facing the goal.
Perfectly demonstrated in the first Juve goal, which came from a Monaco corner. Mandzukic gets his head on it.
He's in the penalty box, doing nothing in the moment. He's resting. But it's all about knowing when to go to the box of the opposition. It's the position. It's all about the position, and of course the great cross of Dani Alves.
But this is so like different to many Italian teams over the years that we used to watch. Yeah. Great defensively, but quite boring and as Glenn said, rigid on the attack. But here he goes in, and once it goes to Alves, he sprints. That's when he makes his move, because he knows that Alves has the quality to pick people out for a distance.
What a ball! Watch his right foot now, Alves. Look, after he's played it, the little bit of swaz he puts on it. Watch, boom! It's like beautiful.
He want to cross it there. He want to pull it in his head.
On a tee.
Well, but that's what it used to be like when I used to get the ball. You used to make runs, didn't you? Because you knew that I'd play the ball.
When did you ever get this
all the time.
No, but
Fergie wouldn't let you go to.
But that's what it's like, though. The best players get on the ball, and the strikers, they know when to run. There's certain players that get on the ball, and strikers don't make runs because they know I'm not going to get the ball. They won't waste the energy.
Exactly.
And also, when you've got good players like that, you earn space for them. With the way they play and the way they pass, make triangles, you earn somebody who's got quality with a bit of time and space, and they'll hurt you. Some players don't know how to play in time and space. They're not good enough. But these players, wow, they'll just pick out the right pass at the right time. That's the difference from them and Monaco.
Yeah, OK, well, there's a couple of you there. I'll perhaps include you as well, Rio, but technically gifted footballers, but an appreciation of what Dani Alves did there with the strike and the volley and the difficult nature of it.
It is, and sorry, we were speaking about, what do you say, Scorsese?
Yeah.
Scorsese used to do it. It's the same, look at that.
This is a right back, man.
Exactly, it's a right back with the technique of a striker, if you want.
But he is a Brazilian right back.
Yeah, he is Brazilian, yeah. But, I mean, even Subasic didn't expect that he's going to hit it like this, I'm sure.
Perfect shape. His left arm comes out to balance himself, and he's not moving. He's actually not moving that much, and fabulous technique.
He
enjoyed that, didn't he?
He's just an all-round brilliant footballer. He can receive the ball anywhere on the pitch with confidence, with his back to play, facing the game, and he's got the confidence to take the ball in his stride and beat people with passes or with individuals' brilliance. And he is, definitely for me the best right back in the world at the moment. Still,
Juve went 11 and a half hours without conceding a goal in the tournament. In the end, it fell to Mbappe, youngster with bags of talent. He's the youngest player ever to score in a semi-final of a Champions League. He's got a massive future, Dimitar.
Yes, and as Rio pointed out when he scored a goal, look at the movement. Yeah. Look at the movement. As a defender, probably you're going to say, Rio, it's difficult to defend against this kind of movement. You need to try to anticipate the movement of the striker, but it's difficult because
when the winger's got time on the ball like that to play, it's difficult for a defender to it's that short space of time.
But for a young kid, he's got his timing absolutely perfect. The ball's almost being played when he makes his movement. That's why a defender.
That's a proper goal. That's
your goal.
Well, it's a goal scorer because what he's doing, what he's actually doing, and we'll come to those Champions League results of Juventus in a minute, but what he's doing is he's completely gambling on where the ball might go. Now, a lot of the time it doesn't go there, but when it does, you've got to tap in. We can have another look at it here. He just absolutely gambles on where it might go.
But he drags the defender out, away from the goal first. His first movement, as you watch it here, he drags him away, goes in, goes out and goes back in straight away, and the defender is lost.
He will score a lot of goals in his career, provided he doesn't get anything dreadful happen to him.
How quick did he do that as well? It was a split second. But we've seen him finish with guile, with beautiful ones in the top corner as well as goals like that. The kid's got everything.
Can Monaco keep these kind of players? Playing with the small crowds that they do in the French league?
To be honest, what is the right answer here? What is the right thing to do with a player like this? Do you keep him? Do you sell him?
Yeah.
I mean, probably he have agent, father, family who is going to say what is best for him, give him advice. In the end, it's about him to decide. But it probably is best to stay for another year, develop. He's going to play, if not every game, every other game. He's going to have time to shine even more.
I think that's key. If he goes anywhere, he's got to play. It's no good him being on the bench and coming from the bench and saying, well, he's 18, groom him. He must play wherever he stays or goes. He's got to play. He's got to play majority of the game.
It's like you look at Dembele. Dembele is a huge talent. Went to Dortmund, and you'd have to say with respect, Dortmund's probably the second tier of top European clubs.
So he gets a game, regular
so he gets football. And maybe that's a route this guy, Mbappe, might need to take, because if he goes to Real Madrid, Barca, etc., he's really not going to play every game. He's going to be a squad player, and that's from going from playing every week and having the adulation and the focus that he's had this season. I think that'll be
which other players will Monaco struggle to keep? Which other
Mendy,
players will interest?
The left back, Mendy.
Yeah, we agree on that one. Mendy.
Bakayoko, maybe.
I think you'd have to watch him a lot of times, Mendy, defensively as well. Going forward, he's outstanding. But if you want that in your team and you're not worried about defence, a la Man City, he's made for City.
And Bernardo Silva, possibly. He's a lovely little footballer.
I think they have a difficulty keeping Bernardo, Fabinho, if you want, Bakayoko as well, because there comes a time when you spend 3 or 4 or 5 years in a team, then it comes time to change. So we'll see.
OK, much more to discuss this evening with Juve going through to the final. And Higuain played a big part in that in the first leg. And Dani Alves played a big part in both legs. What about that?
Dani Alves, and surely a first goal here, and yes, on the rebound, Mandzukic. Great, oh, what about that? Dani Alves on the volley, great goal from the veteran Brazilian. Juventus will be playing in the Champions League final of 2017 in Cardiff.
Get back to Turin, where we can hear from Gianluigi Buffon.
Eccoci Gigi, allora adesso è tutto vero, eh?
Gigi, it's come true.
Sì, tutto vero. È stato
yes, it's come true. It was incredibly tough, despite the fact that we won the first leg 2-0.
Dal 2-0 dell'andata, perché insomma.
If we'd taken to the pitch thinking that we were already through, I think we'd have found it really tough. It still was difficult, but we were ready to react to everything they threw at us, to battle, and our heads were in the right place. That's how we got through tonight. And now Cardiff awaits. Yes, we've got to Cardiff, which was, well, I won't say our aim, because just getting to the final means nothing.
non conta più niente arrivare in finale.
Sei a questo secondo tentativo.
It's your second final in 3 years towards the end of your career. How do you feel about that?
Personalmente, cosa pensi di aver dato a tutto questo?
No, sono molto felice
I'm really happy because I'm in good shape.
ci arrivo bene.
I can't deny the
ed è
fact that if we
innegabile
didn't have a
che
great team, getting there
se non
again wouldn't have
giocassi in una
been
grande
possible.
squadra e non avessi
My
aiutato i
teammates have
compagni,
been
non avrei mai
fantastic, and it's
potuto
thanks to the whole team that we've got there.
un'altra volta ancora,
2 years
no?
ago, everyone thought it would be my
Però la
last
vita è
final, but
anche
that isn't the case.
bella da questo
I
punto
thought
di
it
vista,
might be as
perché
well. But you have to believe in your
2 anni
dreams
fa
until
tutti
the very
pensavano
end and believe in what you do.
È stata l'ultima mia finale. Io chiaramente l'ho anche ipotizzato, ma non ne ero certo, perché alla fine bisogna, fino all'ultimo giorno, credere veramente nei sogni e credere in quello che si fa.
Grazie.
I think our interpreter ran out of steam. But Buffon's certainly not running out of steam, as he's remarkable. And there'd be no more popular winner, would there, of the Champions League trophy than him?
No, if it was down to sentiment, he'd be walking away with a trophy, definitely. I mean, he's been a fantastic servant to the game, a great ambassador. People have to remember that when Juventus went down, he declared he was staying, came back up to the first division, and he's just someone who's been very loyal, and he's getting his just rewards, because you give loyalty in any walk of life, you get rewards back, and he's getting that at the end of his career with opportunities to win big trophies.
You've been face to face against Buffon many times, Dimitar. He's a great goalkeeper.
It's unbelievable, and when you face a keeper who is with this kind of name and reputation, a striker, it's a bit like intimidated.
Yeah.
Right? So you go there and like, if I shoot there, he's going to save it. You start thinking, you start doubting yourself. So it's always difficult to face these kind of keepers.
Another man going to the final, who's been to many finals, of course, with Barcelona, is Dani Alves, and they will. We've said it before, we'll say it again. They'll be kicking themselves at letting him wriggle away.
I think so. Yes, without a doubt, he's proving to Barcelona that he's got so much ability. This is in the first leg, where he ends up, look at the run and the energy, he pops the ball off, but he keeps going. Look, he sees the danger there, he knows the space is there. This is a little bit 50-50, a bit lucky. He's not had a look, but it's a Brazilian, and you expect it from Brazilians, and I think Higuain has backed that up really well with the back heel, but he was absolutely different class. And I think he's come on defensively. This is where he puts this on a plate. But playing for Juve as well has brought him on defensively. He's a better defender as well.
He had more touches than any other Juve player on the pitch.
Yeah, it's not surprising, because he's always an outlet. He's always, when there's problems for anyone on the ball, he's out there wide. And Glenn mentioned it before, the fullbacks were always the outlet. But this strike is just wonderful. You don't normally expect that from a right back, but Dani Alves, you don't class him as an out-and-out right back. He's a jack of all trades. He can do a lot, and he's obviously somebody that they all love and enjoy being around. He seems like he's got a great personality.
So, who will Juventus get in Cardiff? Cristiano Ronaldo's hat-trick in the first leg has put Real Madrid in with a great chance of progressing from their semi-final with Atletico. And after winning in Milan, their bid to make history and become the first team to retain the Champions League continues.
Ronaldo to win the Champions League. And he does it! Real Madrid have won the Champions League for the 11th time. What a start! Sensational!
Oh, what a wonderful shot! It's Sergio Ramos again. Ronaldo! Of course! Ronaldo! That's Ronaldo. That's the tie. That's a perfect hat-trick.
Who else than the king of the Bernabeu chance for Ronaldo? Of course he takes it. Ronaldo for the hat-trick. Cristiano Ronaldo does it again.
Well, Real Madrid have history in their sights. Cristiano Ronaldo's hat-trick last week putting them in pole position to reach the final in Cardiff and fight for a record 12th trophy. And how they would love to rub salt into those Atletico Madrid wounds on their final European night at the Vicente Calderón. Well, despite 3 consecutive seasons of having their continental dreams crushed by their local rivals, Diego Simeone's men are vowing to fight against all the odds. After all, Athletic put 4 past Real Madrid just 2 seasons ago. Then again, last time Zidane's men were in town, a certain Cristiano bagged yet another hat-trick. So, are we in for a formality, or will the curtain come down on the Calderón's European adventures with the fiercest Madrid derby of them all? Find out on Wednesday night. Our coverage starts at 7 o'clock on BT Sport 2.
Yeah, we'll be popping off to Madrid in the morning, and it's rather like tonight. You can't see any kind of miracle, really, can you?
No, I mean, the performance at the Bernabeu the other day was so convincing. Again, a difference in class between the two sides. Real Madrid, professional, but more importantly, clinical. When the chances came their way, they took them. Ronaldo being the game changer, the decider of such a huge match. Just a change, being centre of attention. But a truly fantastic footballer, just to be there and witness in a semi-final of a Champions League, to see someone as good as this.
That last goal for me was so clever, because he's read the keeper thinks I'm going into the space where there's no one, so the goalie's gone and he's put it in the middle of goals. I mean, that's how classy he is.
One of the greats, Dimitar, one of the greats.
No doubt about it. And the way he's carrying himself, Rio knows as well how he used to train, and he wants to be the best. He is the best, one of the best. So no doubt in the final, because I think they'll be in the final, it's going to be a big problem for the Juventus defence.
Yeah, I mean, if they get one, Atletico need 5. That's just...
Yeah,
it's hard to see them not scoring, but even though Atletico are normally very strong defensively.
Yeah, I just see it being game over, really. I don't think Atletico are a team that come out and blow teams away and score 3 or 4 goals in games often. And to do that against Real Madrid in a semi-final of Champions League, we're asking for miracles.
Yeah. We don't want to put you off, by the way, joining our of course, tomorrow night, because, you know, it's a Madrid derby. It'll be jumping in there. It's the last ever European tie from the Vicente Calderon. Sold it to you? Enough? Possibly? A bit more? Glenn?
No, I was just saying, you guys were there, but looking from on the television, it was the first time I saw Atletico show them a little bit too much respect. It wasn't the Atletico, right, we're going to get at these, we're going to take the game to them and do what we want to do, defend and then break on them. And they looked as if it was 7, 8, 9 years ago when it was a walkover for Real Madrid. And I don't know whether they'll go with a different attitude. They will do probably at home, but you just can't see anything but a Real Madrid.
They played 2 up front, which is so unlike them in these games, and that was probably part of their undoing for me. There was too many spaces in midfield. Isco was a problem, picking up the ball in various positions over the pitch, causing problems, and they couldn't deal with them.
No, indeed. Well, one team we know are through to the final. That's Juventus. They're surely through. And Juventus have tweeted a picture of a very, very happy dressing room, and not surprising. You're not very keen on these kind of selfies in dressing rooms, Rio, but, you know, they're in the final.
No, listen,
won it yet, though, I suppose.
Get into the Champions League final, yeah, I can understand that, but I'd like to see a trophy there alongside the selfie before I do that, myself personally, because them photos can come back to smack you in the face. They look like there's a bit of sushi in there. Times have changed it, Berbatov, haven't they?
No, they did, but you need to admit that they deserve it. They can afford a little bit of this. I mean, with their performance today, and even if on pizza, sushi, whatever.
It's fruit, isn't it? What is it?
It wouldn't be surprised nowadays, anyway.
Yeah, they work hard. They deserve it.
But yeah, it's true. They worked hard. They deserve everything they get. But I would want a trophy there. That's when I'd be taking my picture.
Who's going to win this? Who's going to win this? Say it's Juventus Real Madrid final. It'd be close. It'd be tough to call, wouldn't it?
Tough to call, but I'm going for, because when you've got Cristiano Ronaldo on your team, I'll put you as favourites.
Yeah. What do you think?
I think extra time is going to be in that game.
So, yeah?
I think the Juventus tactically is a good team. They're going to stay tight in the back. Probably Real is going to do the same. I don't think anyone's going to risk anything. So I hope to see even more of that game. So that's why I want extra time.
I think there's a fear factor of Real Madrid and Ronaldo, without a doubt, if he's on the pitch. But I think there's a fear factor from Real Madrid's thinking, we've got to play against that back three. And I think they'll play a back three because of Ronaldo's ability down that centre. He's playing down the centre. So I think it's going to be really close. But I'll put my neck out and say Juventus. I think Juve will win.
Okay. Well, we'll find out in a few weeks' time. We're about out of time. Glenn, thanks very much. Rio, thanks very much. Dimitar, it's great to have you with us this evening. Thank you very much indeed. That's it from us. We're off to get our sushi. Juventus have cruised through to the final. They'd better win it this year because the old lady might not last forever. Good night.